What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You already know it's your girl, and in today's video I am going to be discussing quarter two from the Lyst index of the hottest brands of the year. If you don't know what the Lyst index is, it's a quarterly ranking of fashion's hottest brands and products. So Lyst is able to compile these results based on searching, browsing, and buying fashion across more than 12,000 designers and stores online. They take into account Lyst and Google search data, conversion rates and sales, as well as brand and product social media mentions. If you guys didn't already see my first video, I made a hottest brands and hottest items of the year quarter one video that I ended up posting probably back in April. So if you guys want, you should check that out first and then you can come back here to reference. But in today's video, I am going to be breaking down the top brands and who moved up and who moved down in this past quarter. As you guys already know, 2020 has been insane. Quarter one kind of reflected a little bit more on last year because it was the first 3 months of the year. But after COVID-19 hit us, and also the Black Lives Matter protests and just everything that's been going on, it has affected the brands and it has caused a shift in the brand and what consumers are looking for. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys today, and I hope that you enjoy the video. Before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So like I mentioned before, during quarter two of 2020, two major events happened, which included COVID-19 and the Black Lives Matter movement that has already been a thing, but of course it was heightened after George Floyd's death. Nike ended up landing the #1 spot for quarter two as the hottest brand in the quarter, and this is actually the first time since Lyst index began that a luxury fashion house has not claimed the #1 spot. So I thought this was super interesting. I mean, Nike was already in the top 5 last quarter, but now that they have moved to the #1 spot, I think that that just shows how powerful they really are with the things that they have done. So to break it down, Nike saw a 106% increase for loungewear and activewear, which makes sense because no one was out and about, everyone was at home or everyone was working out, and that was the only way they could really go outside. So I can see why Nike sales did increase. In the past, Nike had mentioned that they wanted to reach at least 30% in digital sales by 2023, and they already hit that. They hit that, so now their new goal is to hit at least 50% of digital sales by that time, or just like in the near future, which is honestly so mind-blowing that brick and mortar is just like, it seems like it's just gonna be like non-existent. If Nike, such a powerful company, wants to increase their digital sales by at least 50%, they want half of their sales coming only from online shopping, which I think is a stretch, but hey, I mean, if they already are at 30%, it's so easy to hit that, I think, especially under the circumstances of what's going on right now. So just to go off of this, it shows how important digital sales are for contemporary brands as well as luxury brands, because if you didn't have a digital footprint during this time of COVID, I'm sure no one really cared, because there were a lot of brands who used their social media platforms as a way to really drive sales and really interact with their customers. So it seemed that brands who had stronger social media presences online seemed to do well in this quarter. Jacquemus moved from number 15 to number 11, and the brand saw a 61% increase of traffic on Lyst and 20% growth in Instagram followers from the previous quarter. Also in April, they had the campaign with the FaceTime shoot with Bella Hadid, which was everywhere, which I'm sure helped surge their sales up a little bit more. So now we're gonna talk about Off-White. We don't have much to say about Off-White other than the fact that they went from this #1 spot for 3 consecutive quarters. They were #1 for 3 consecutive quarters, but Off-White moved down to #2. Can it come from Virgil's $50? Maybe it could come from a little bit. Maybe people were like backing off from Virgil, because Honestly, he's just had a year already. I feel like if it wasn't the $50, then it was him copying Walter's work, or him and this Pop Smoke album cover that he created that was horrible, but we're not gonna get into that. So Off-White moved down in their sales, but in the quarter, they launched a 90s inspired capsule collection with retailer TSUM. They restocked out of their sold out face masks. They also auctioned off Off-White Nike sneakers signed by Virgil Abloh, which were $187,000 for the Black Lives Matter movement. So as far as brands go, the top 5 brands for the quarter were Nike at number 1, Off-White at number 2, Gucci at number 3, Balenciaga at number 4, and Prada at number 5. So now I kind of want to go into the hottest items for men's and women's for quarter 2. So we have the Birkenstocks Arizona sandal was the number 1 hottest item for women's items for quarter 2 of 2020. The searches for the sandals spiked 225% within the 3 months, and they sold out at a lot of retailers as well. And for men, Brunello Cucinelli's version of the sandal made the men's hottest products list, seeing a 41% rise in searches. Also in this past quarter, face masks made their way into the top products, which of course makes sense because where are you going without a face mask on? Seriously. So face mask made the list, and Marine Sears face mask was the number 2 hottest product for women, retailing at $575 per mask. That's an expensive mask. I'm sorry, but that is an expensive mask. And Off-White's mask came in as the number 1 men's product. So Virgil still has like that power up there. Another thing that came in were chunky boots. Chunky boots are still in style. Alexander McQueen's Tread Slick boots came in as the number 10 men's hottest products. Another thing that came in to this list were baseball caps. So Gucci's baseball cap came in at number 4 for the hottest men's products, which I'm sure comes from a result of barbershops being closed and y'all looking crusty, dusty, and rusty. Okay, look at me, I got a baseball cap on right now, so I can't really talk. But the search for baseball caps increased 49% this quarter, which I think is a lot, but like I said, it makes sense. Y'all don't want to look rough. So the Last Dance film, which I'm sure you guys have seen with Jordan, amazing film, resulted in a 36% increase in searches for Nike Air Jordan sneakers. So it's just crazy to think about that, honestly. And then the demand for men's jewelry increased 75% overall within the quarter. I think that all of these different items and factors that just led to the search engine results of being higher, or the buying power of certain items being lower or higher, is pretty interesting. This quarter was a lot. Like, there were just so many things that happened that I think really just kind of affected all of these brands and what we saw as the hottest products. And it just goes to show you that, like, there are things that can happen in your life that can make you need a certain product more, or like there are certain films that happen that make you want to have a product more. It's really all about that influence. Influencers were another thing that was talked about in the breakdown of the Lyst index that was sent to me from the Lyst index. Thank you guys so much for sending that over to me. But yeah, I just wanted to come and break it down really fast, just a few things that I was reading over, so that you guys can be a little bit more informed on certain items if you want to check them out, or just, you know, certain brands and seeing exactly how they're doing. Because I think, yeah, because I think it's just super important for you guys to know exactly what's going on as far as trending brands and whatever else is going on in the fashion industry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.